Hello, everyone, and welcome to Counselor Feature Friday. I'm your host, Brian Urban. In these features, we hope to give you some simple tips, tidbits, and tricks to make your days easier and your patients happier. In this feature, we're going to focus on reordering the Counselor Insight feature. Now, just some quick background here. I frequently have conversations with providers and general staff members that will say, gosh, we really want to make our workflow smoother. We want to make it simpler. We want to enter less information and have fewer clicks. Frequently, when I go back through their actual workflow, we find is that by simply implementing the Counselor Insight feature as part of their standard workflow, they will save themselves enormous amounts of time, effort, and reduce errors. But when it comes down to utilizing the Counselor Insight feature for taking their case history, they will often say, it's just not fast enough. I don't find what I need. All right, so today is all about a really simple method for making Counselor Insight quicker and easier to use. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into the Counselor Insight feature. If you haven't used it yet, this is the tool that enables you to take your case history, which simultaneously starts to build your reports and helps you determine your codes once you finish the evaluation. So a lot happens in this screen. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. Now, as I mentioned, some people say, gosh, when I'm sitting there with a patient, it just isn't quick enough. I can't find what I need. All right, well, the simple way to do this is if we look at how these are listed, what we'll notice here is, of course, they are all alphabetized, okay? But that may not be the order in which you ask your questions, right? Frequently, we have kind of routine questions that we ask, and it's maybe much easier if you follow that order. Okay, now as you may already know, these are all customizable, right? All of these templates here, all of the categories can be renamed, reordered. We can help you add new ones. We can help you take away ones you don't like. So on a large scale, if you want to really redo these, we are very happy to assist with that process because there's some complication involved. So we're happy to set up a meeting, talk it through, and help you customize this feature. But if you're just saying, okay, the templates are fine, things are good, I just need them reordered. Here's the simple tip that can help you a lot. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to Administration in the top menu bar and then click Counselor Insight. All right, so this takes us into the administration section. As a general rule, like I said, if you wanna get deep into this stuff, please reach out to our support team. We're happy to help because there's a lot of moving parts here. But if you're just saying, hey, I need a reorder, what you do is you scroll to the bottom. This is an important point because what you'll notice is that there are templates here. These are the ones that are assigned to the Insight template. So we're going to skip past that. Here is the list of categories that will show up in the Insight feature as you are sitting there with a patient talking through the case history. So if you said, all right, what I want to do is I want to make decrease in hearing the first option. Great. Let's click Update. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll to the bottom again. You can see it's been recategorized. Now let's say tinnitus is the second option. All right, let's make that number 2. Okay, you can go through the list like this, or you could do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Whatever you want to do, but just keep in mind that it's going to alphabetize and of course numerically sort as well. So here we go. Just like that, we have now reorganized the first 2. So if we're to jump back to that patient profile that we were just looking at, let's jump back into that visit. What we're going to see now, or let's go ahead and just create a new visit here. What we're going to see now in the Insight feature is that now those categories are at the top. So when you're sitting there with a patient, our focus with the Counselor Insight feature is that the focus stays on the patient, not on a device. We don't want you having your head buried in the tablet or turned away looking at a laptop. We want this to be very, very seamless. So simply by reorganizing the categories in the fashion that you typically ask your questions will likely take some of the burden off, right? Make it much easier to use. And then as I mentioned at the outset, by using Counselor Insight, you are immediately making your report writing much smoother, much quicker, much more accurate. Same thing goes for coding, same thing goes for invoicing and for creating claims. So to all the providers out there, if you want to make your front office and back office staff happy, this would be a great holiday present for them, for you to start using Insight. It'll make your job easier and make their job easier as well. So thank you very much for joining us for today's Counselor Feature Friday. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.